Hello, TOEFL students! Today, we are going to learn 2 more strategies to use with skills 8 through 11, the vocabulary questions. Here are the strategies that we talked about last class. Read the sentence with the word in it, as well as the sentences before and after. Identify the type of word. Look for structural clues that indicate a definition or a restatement. These clues are punctuation, like commas or dashes or parentheses. There's also words or phrases like that is, in other words, such as, for example. And now we're going to look at another strategy. Look for word parts that you recognize: prefix, root, and suffixes. Here are some common word parts that you should know, because you may see these on the vocabulary words in the TOEFL test. Here are the parts. Most of these are prefixes. That means they come at the beginning of the word. Here it says the meaning, so what this part means. And then, finally, there's an example of each word part in a word. Now let's look at some examples and look for word parts that we recognize from this list. Number 1. The word subjugation in line 4 is closest in meaning to. Okay, so first, we always need to read the sentence. Here, sketchy military records from the period show that early in his career he served with the Spanish army from 1520 to 1524 in Spain's quest for subjugation of the people in what are today Cuba, Mexico, and Guatemala. Okay, so now we know how the word is used. Spain wanted subjugation of the people in Cuba, Mexico, and Guatemala. Let's look at the word. Do you see any word parts? Here, the prefix sub means under. So let's think about that and how it was used in the sentence and look at the answers. Religion. No, that does not fit. Flag. No. C. Control. Yes. That makes sense in both the sentence and with our word part, under control, or Spain wanted control of the people in Cuba, Mexico, and Guatemala. So C is our answer. Number 3. In line 9, the word terrain is closest in meaning to. Cabrillo set out in June of 1542 in command of 2 ships, the San Salvador and the Victoria. He reached the San Diego Bay on September 28, 1542, and claimed the terrain for Spain. Look at the word terrain. We can see a word part, terre, which means earth. So we know this, and we read the sentence. Let's look at the answers. A, land, makes sense with our word part, earth. That could be a synonym, and it makes sense with the sentence. He claimed the land for Spain. So A is the answer. Here is the last strategy for skills 1 through 11 vocabulary questions. Think carefully about the context. What is happening? Visualize what is being described or discussed. Now let's look at some examples and try to do this last strategy. In line 3, the word widow means... First we need to read the sentence. The black widow got its name because the female has been known to kill the male after mating, and as a result becomes a widow. So it says widow got its name. The female kills the male, and as a result becomes a widow. So it becomes a widow because it killed the male. So let's look at the answers. What does the word widow mean? A type of poison. No, the sentence does not say anything about poison. The dead male spider. No, it says that the female becomes the widow, so that is not the answer. The human victim of the spider. No, we are not talking about humans. D, the female whose mate has died. Yes, that is the answer. It says that a female spider kills the mate and as a result becomes a widow. So D is our answer. Number 2, the word ample in line 7 indicates that the spider is. Let's read the sentence. The female is considerably more ample than the male, roughly 4 times larger on average. So we have more ample, and then there's a restatement, comma, roughly 4 times larger. So let's look at the answers. It does not say anything about feminine, does not talk about colors, and it does not talk about being normal. But B, large, is in the sentence. B is our answer. Number 3, look at the word deadly in paragraph 3. Click on another word in paragraph 3 that is close in meaning to deadly. So let's read the sentence. Black widow bites have occasionally proved deadly, but it is certainly not the norm for black widow bites to be mortal. So deadly here is used to describe black widow bites. It says that occasionally they are deadly. Occasionally means only sometimes. Later, it says that it is not the norm. That's a synonym for occasionally, for black widow bites to be mortal. So here we can see a restatement. Both parts of this sentence on either side of the comma mean the same thing. So here we can guess that the word mortal means the same thing as the word deadly. Today's assignment will have more of these vocabulary in context questions. So try to use the 2 skills that we talked about today. Look for the word parts from the list on this PowerPoint and think carefully about the context. What is described and discussed in the passage? As always, if you have any questions or you need help, send me a message and I will help you. Good luck!